Today we are back with another de-influencing video. Now this can vary from things that I was influenced by other people to buy that I maybe don't recommend or that didn't work out personally for me, things that I personally regret buying just like on my own, trends that I regret buying into, things like that. And I think these videos are important because it keeps me accountable. It keeps me realizing the things that I'm buying that are unnecessary. And I will say, since I started doing these videos, there are far less things that I add to this list. So I think it's actually making a difference, and hopefully it's making a difference for you guys as well. But I do have to add just like a tiny disclaimer. These are obviously all things that didn't work out for me personally. It could be a very personal thing, it could be a sensory thing, whatever it may be. So like, take it with a grain of salt. If these products work great for you, that's amazing, honestly. I'm very happy for you. But these are gonna be things that for me personally just didn't pan out. I either just like wasn't that crazy about them, or like I may hate some of these, you know? And we're gonna go through all of it together because as much as I love sharing things that I love, I also love sharing things that I hate. So let's do it. All right, for the first category, we have beauty. So this is things from makeup to skincare, body care, all sorts of different kind of stuff. And the very first thing that I knew I wanted to include in this video is because I have a personal issue to take up with the girlies of the internet. And that is for recommending this monstrosity. I don't know why this particular thing is so offensive to my nostrils, but this is the Sticky Dates shower gel from Lush. Listen, one thing about me is I'm a Lush head, okay? I'm obsessed with Lush. I love their bath bombs. I love their skincare. One of their soaps called Fresh Pharmacy was like the thing that cured my acne in my 20s. I love almost every single thing that they've ever put out into the world. However, I hate this. I'm pretty sure I bought this back in like November-ish. And listen, here's the thing. It doesn't smell terrible like on its own. Like it literally smells like food, okay? So it doesn't smell that bad. When I put it on in the shower, I'm like, ugh, get it off of me. Like I have no idea. I love sweet scents. I love sticky toffee pudding. I love dates. I love it all. I have no idea what it is. Please someone else tell me if you have like an aversion to this scent as well, but it's just bad. You know how like some vanilla scents are very rich and luscious and sweet and warm, and it's like, oh, it smells like vanilla cupcakes, but not like actual vanilla cupcake batter. Like I can smell like the butter. Like it just smells like batter. No, absolutely not. I fully regret getting this. I might have to try and see if like someone that I know wants it, but I used it one time and I literally had to use another soap on top of it because I wanted to get the smell out that badly. I don't know what's wrong with me. Sorry to start off with a banger, but you know, I've got to be honest, if nothing else. My next item is something that I was recommended by, I'm not gonna name any names, but by a couple people that I follow on Instagram, and it just didn't work out for me. It wasn't like terrible by any means, but I just love my version of this so much more that I use. So this is the Maybelline Line Stiletto Ultimate Precision Liquid Eyeliner. I love a drugstore item, okay? Listen, I am all about finding like a affordable dupe for really popular items, obviously, if you've seen any of my videos on this channel, and also just like most of the drugstore stuff is just as good as high-end stuff these days, especially like foundations, blushes, mascaras especially, all sorts of things. But I will say I haven't found a comparable good black liquid eyeliner, and so I saw someone recommend this one and they were like, you can get the finest wing ever, and like for me this is just not the kind of tip that I would personally love. Like it's just a lot thicker than what I'm used to, and so when I make my wing with this, it's just not that good. I want that like super duper chiseled, you know, draw a cat eye sharp enough to kill a man. I'm sorry, I cringed a little saying that. I love you, Taylor, but you know what I mean. I want that like very crisp wing, and this doesn't give me that crispiness that I'm looking for. So the product that I use and have been using since I literally think like 2008 is the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Eyeliner. I just love it. I use the ultra fine tip, I use the fine tip. It lasts forever. You know, back in my crusty like 20s, when I would go out for the night, I would come home, fall asleep in my makeup, I would wash off my face makeup the next morning, and then just like reapply new face makeup and leave my eye makeup the same. But it stayed. I would simply never do that now, but yeah, I mean, it's just the best, and so I know there's quite a price difference between the two of them, but this one just particularly didn't work for me, and I regret having it because now what the hell am I gonna do with it? Next up is another kind of popular one, and I don't know if this is gonna be a hot take or what, but this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. This stuff could hold like the Hoover Dam if there was a leak. Let me tell you, it is like super glue for your eyebrows, and I've tried for so many years now. I think I've had this since like 2021 or 2. I've tried for so long to make it work for me, and for whatever reason, every time I use it, it just gathers in my brows and it looks really clumpy and just not good. Like you can see a lot of the product. So I don't know if I was using too much product or what it was, but I still couldn't seem to get that perfect like laminated brow look, which I'm not even that much into anymore. But yeah, I just, for some reason, wasn't a big fan of this, and it was kind of expensive. So now I have like a Benefit, just like brow wax in a tube thing, and it's tinted and it works really well for me, especially since getting my eyebrows microbladed like a year or so ago. So, you know, this one was kind of a bummer. I kind of hate it, I'm not gonna lie. These products I don't have on me because I gave them away, but I've gotta say, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers here, but I did not love the Rare Beauty liquid products or cream products, whatever you call it. Like in the little tube, I had the blush and the highlighter, and I didn't like either of them. And I think for me, number one, being a millennial, I think I'm just like a little bit behind on the makeup trends. Like I'm still using like liquid foundation and powder and stuff. And I don't know if that's necessarily what the girlies are doing these days. They're using all cream and liquid products, but like what happens when you have oily skin? What are y'all doing? What are you just letting your makeup slide off your face? I'm so confused. I just felt like the blush was way too powerful. Like I was just like, simply nobody needs this much blush. And that's coming from like a blush girly. I would do like one dot. I just didn't like the way it blended in. I didn't like the way that I had to set it with like a powder or a heavy setting spray afterwards, or else it just didn't look right on me. And it just wasn't my favorite. It wasn't necessarily the Rare products themselves. It was more just like the liquid popular products of the moment that don't really specifically work for me. But also it's just, yeah, I felt like it was a bit overhyped. I don't know. I'm not trying to like offend anyone. I think I forgot to put on highlighter today, now that I think about it, but I just usually use my Wet n Wild powder highlighter. Is that like, I don't know. What are we doing these days? Please help. But I wonder that if, because I tend to use more of like a medium to full coverage foundation just because of like my acne scarring and rosacea and stuff, that's why like it doesn't work that well on me. I'm not sure. Or maybe I did it wrong. Let me know. But yeah, not my fave. My next item all fits in this beautiful Eras Tour bag. Has nothing to do with the Eras Tour. Taylor, sweetie, we love you, okay? Nothing to do with that. And this is an at-home DIY nail kit. So we have the gel lamp, we have the acetone, we have all the polishes and the drills and the Dremels and everything else. Like it, here's the thing. I had a moment of vertigo back during like, I think December time, and it was right when I got to a nail salon, and it freaked me out so badly that I left. I told them, I was like, oh, sorry, I'm not feeling well, and I had to go home. And then I told myself I was never gonna go to a nail salon again because I thought like, it was like the room was spinning. I thought something was wrong. I thought I was having a panic attack. Turns out I just have vertigo, but I just thought, well, maybe I'll start doing my nails at home. And I really needed my nails done at that time. So I ordered all of this stuff, and I was like excited about it. I did, you know, burn myself a few times with the drill and whatever. Then I started seeing comments from people when I posted about it, and they were saying that particularly like at home gel kits are very dangerous, and like you can develop, I don't know, maybe it was fear mongering, I'm not sure, but I always err on the side of caution, and people were saying that they developed like an allergy to gel polish like in general, and now they can't ever get their nails done again because of the damage that this polish has done to like their skin, and they break out in a rash every time. And I was like, listen, I want nothing to do with that, okay? That's not my journey. That's not what I wish to do in my life. So I regret this because now it's just sitting there and I'm scared to use it. So please someone let me know if they've had a better experience. I think specifically with the polish that I chose. This polish is called Beetles. Apparently this is not a good polish to use, and there are far better polishes out there, but I don't know which ones, and I don't want to risk it, you know? I kind of regret the DIY at-home nail thing, but I know a lot of people do that, so please give me your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. I would love to know, but for right now, I do deeply regret getting that. I wasn't influenced to buy it, I just bought it on my own accord, but I regret it. This next category is gonna be kind of like lifestyle, I guess, because it's a few miscellaneous things that I've lumped into a category together. But the very first one that unfortunately I'm unable to show you because again, it's in my trash, is the Clean Simple Eats protein powder. This is a $60 bag of protein powder, okay? So at first I was like, okay, this is like different than the one I was typically using, but I was really influenced by a lot of people who were hyping up this protein powder and they're like, it tastes so delicious, whatever. And I don't know if it's just like my blender or what it is. I've shared my thoughts on the Vitamix in the past. I don't love the way it blends my smoothies in particular. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, but it has like a very frothy texture and that's just like not my vibe at all. I found that every time I made a protein shake, I was kind of just like doing one of these when I was drinking it and I was just like, I don't know if I'm feeling this at all. And like for how expensive it is, just no. I wanted to do it as an option because a lot of people who have PCOS have talked about using it and I was like, okay, maybe this will be good for me. It wasn't. I ended up throwing it away. I actually have found that the Fairlife shakes that come in the bottle that I get from Costco work better for me and it's around the same price, if not a little bit less. And it's more protein than what the powder was. So yeah, I just like, I don't know if I'm in my powder era at the moment, but it's just not my favorite. But it was just something that was sitting there and going bad and I knew I wasn't gonna use it and no one else wanted it. So in the trash it went. And down the drain went my money with it, you know? It's a shame. Next up, this is kind of a recent purchase. I was at the store buying like a little photo printer for my junk journal and my vision board. And I happened to be in the tech section and I saw this and I was like, oh, I need a new tripod for my vlog camera. So this will be perfect to have like in the kitchen or wherever where I can just like pop on my camera. By the way, this is called the Sunpack Compact 50. I hate this thing so much. This is the cheapest piece of junk. I just am so mad. This little like lever that you're supposed to take off this piece to put on your camera and then like getting it back into the thing is a nightmare. I just hate it. It's so inconvenient. I had a different tripod that I was using for a while for my vlog camera, but it broke. And let me tell you, this one is not it. It's also not that compact. I mean, sure, like this is nice, right? Compared to the one that my big camera is on right now, but it doesn't fit into like a purse or even really a tote bag. Like it's just not compact at all. So I feel like there are just much better ones out there. I regret buying this. I mean, it was $20, so I guess it's like you're getting what you pay for. Did I just break this? Shut up. Shut up. Oh no, okay. Wait. No. No, there's simply no way this just happened. Piece of crap. Just absolute piece of crap. I will be returning this. No. No, no, no. Terrible piece of junk, needs to go in the trash, but I will be returning that and I definitely regret it and don't recommend it. I thought I would mention a couple of books since I talk about books in like some of my, you know, yearly favorites videos or influencing videos, you know, products that I love and recommend and totally think you should buy, whatever. I'm a very critical reader, so a lot of times I am disappointed in books because I'm just like, oh, that's not how I wanted that to go. But I thought I would talk about two really popular books that I saw everybody talking about and everybody loving, and I just didn't. I really didn't love them. The first one, I'm so sorry to offend. It was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I was so bored. It was painfully boring for me. There were also like topics in the book that I was just kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that. It's basically a story about two video game designers who go through the journey of life together and sort of like how they met, their relationship as friends, and maybe more, maybe not. I didn't really like either of the main characters, and that's always hard. If there's like one I don't like, it's like, it's fine, I can get through it. But it's real tough to get through a book where you just don't really find many redeeming qualities about like anyone. And no shade to anyone who's read and loved the book. I know it's very beloved by a lot of people, but I think I also let it get way overhyped in my head. Like there were people that were like, I was heaving sobs by the end of it, and I just like, I was reading it like this. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a hater. It just really wasn't for me, so I'm very sorry. I did not like that one. And the other book is called The Only One Left by Riley Sager, and let me tell you, I was like so hooked in this book. Like, I was so intrigued by the premise. This book is about like a sort of like infamous family in this small town in Maine that like when this older woman who lives in this McMansion, right? When she was younger, this mass murder happened to her family, but she survived, and it's just diving into like the intricacies of the house, and it kind of goes back and forth in time between that night and the current day. And there is a caregiver that's hired to work at this house because she's fallen on hard times and like this is the only job she can get type of thing. And when I tell you, like, I was so unbelievably puzzled by the final like 20% of this book. I was just like, huh? There were more twists and turns than I have ever experienced in a book ever, and it was like, it was just over the top, and it wasn't what I expected at all. I felt like they were just keeping us like going with nothingness for the first like 80%. It was like, okay, we get it, it's creepy, what happened? Like, what happened? What is going on? And then by the end of it, it was like the freaking roof blew off and suddenly everything was up for grabs. Everything was so chaotic and so unhinged. And when I tell you there were like 12 to 20 twists and turns, and it was like, actually this, never mind, actually this, never mind, actually this. And I was just kind of like, huh? And I thought it was like intriguing right at the end. Like, I was like, okay, wow. Oh, okay, wow. But then by the end of it, I was just like, no, like that just wasn't for me. So I just don't think that particular author's work is like my type of vibe, but I thought I would mention it because yeah, I didn't love it that much. I'm gonna be so honest. It just really wasn't the book for you, girl. Okay, and then the last category is fashion. We will get into some of my fashion regrets, some of the things that I purchased either by being influenced or not that simply did not work out for me and that I did not love, unfortunately. The first one is kind of like a trend. I mean, it's a specific piece in general, but the trend of like the tie front tops, like this one, were so cute and I was so on board for it. And so I bought this shirt. It's by Nautica, so I think I bought it at like Macy's online, and it was like $20. So I was like, perfect. It's like a great way to try out this trend. It sat in my closet for well over a year. I never wore it, and then I tried it on, I think on Thanksgiving, and I hated it. I hated the way it looked. I hated the style of it. I was just like really kind of influenced by Pinterest. So now I will just be donating it. If you actually watched my most recent closet clean out, I showed this one and I was like, yeah, you know what? I regret that. I think I was just heavily influenced over what was popular at the time, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I do think that it's taught me a lot about just trends coming and going and what I do and don't see myself buying into in the future if I don't see myself like getting wear out of it and being able to style it today, as opposed to like, oh, I could wear that to a cute little like non-existent event that exists in my mind or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's not that deep, it's just a white blouse, but I do regret buying it, and I'm sure a lot of us feel the same way because this is almost kind of like the, I don't know, milkmaid blouses that we were all wearing in 2021, 2022, and there's nothing wrong with liking these blouses or those or any kind, but I just noticed that as quickly as I fell in love with this silhouette and style, I also fell out of love with it. So I'll probably just stick to my white tees from now on. This section of the video is really for calling myself out because again, I fell victim to another trend, and one that now is collecting dust in my closet. And listen, I really liked it at the time. That's the thing. I do want to clarify. I really liked this trend at the time, but it was a micro trend and it came and went, and I am learning so many lessons. The older I get, I'm 37 now and I'm still learning things every year, especially when it comes to my style. But I do regret buying into this trend because I just don't see myself wearing these that often anymore. And that is the pajama slash striped pants trend. So now I have 4 pairs here. I think there was like a short period of time where I became really obsessed with these because I hate hard pants. I've talked about this. I did love them at the time, but I think I've outgrown them already. And that's just the curse of a micro trend, isn't it? So yeah, I just wanted to fully call myself out. And something that I'm really working on this year is, I've heard people say in comments that it's like a neurodivergent thing, but when I love something, I don't have to buy it in multiple colors and multiple different styles. Like I can just enjoy the one thing and wear it over and over again, because now here I am with 4 pairs of pants that I literally do not wear ever, and now I've got to figure out a place to donate them. So I think I'm gonna be doing another closet clean out video of like this room, like these closet racks, my closet that has all my crew necks in it, like my pajamas, things like that. So like kind of a part 2 closet clean out coming up here pretty soon. And then after that, I will try to figure out like a really awesome cause to donate my clothes to, whether that be a women's shelter, a homeless shelter, something like that. And hopefully people who really do love this trend, or honestly just like want some really cute pajama pants, will enjoy it. You know what I mean? This was impulsive and I regret it. Next up, this is again somewhat of a recent purchase and something that I tried on in a fitting room video. I went into the fitting room at Lululemon probably back in like August or September, and I tried these on. I really liked the way they fit. I have worn them, but I gotta say, it's a me thing. It's a sensory nightmare, and that is the Lululemon Align Flare leggings. And listen, this is an absolutely stunning, perfect, flawless pair of leggings. It's the fabric and the way it rubs against my leg hairs for me. It just drives me insane. I have the most sensitive, like sensory thing with my legs. This is me just laying all my weirdness out there. I actually have to shave my legs every day because of how quickly the hair grows. And if I can feel the like spikiness of my leg hairs pushing up against clothing, jeans, sheets, whatever it is, like no, I can't do it. Even on freshly shaved legs, there's something about this material, this like really stretchy, very clingy kind of material that just grabs onto all of my leg pores, and it makes me feel like I'm crawling out of my skin. Like, I absolutely hate it. And I feel so bad because they're so beautiful and stunning. Like this color, the brown, ugh, it's a dream. I don't know if there is a solution for this because it's a me thing, it's not a them thing. But I also regret buying these, and now I have learned my lesson that I will not be buying any Lululemon flare pants. I can only wear like probably cotton flare pants, honestly, because it absolutely drives me bonkies wearing these things, okay? I'm going nuts. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you will know my love-hate relationship that I have with Mr. Dr. Martin, okay? He's kind of like that toxic boyfriend that people are like, oh my god, like, yeah, he's like murdered a few people, but like he's really sweet. Like once you get to know him, he's really, really sweet. And like, yeah, you have to get murdered first before you get to know him. But then like once you get to know him, it's great. And it's like, I don't want to be murdered. Do you know what I mean?
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
That's kind of where I am on my journey with Doc Martens. I have been burned so many times by them, and I think it's just the shape of my feet, because I have really honestly never had that much of like a heated discussion in my comments about something besides when I used to taste test British candy on the internet. But there are so many people that are like,
I've worn my Docs from day one, like put them right on my feet and been able to walk for miles, like it's something that you're doing wrong or whatever.
maybe. I'm ordering my size in all of these and I am bleeding and it's painful. So unfortunately I have to add another one to the list, which really disappoints me because these are the Doc Marten, I think these are called the Blair sandals, and they're like a adorable platform, kind of like fisherman looking sandal that I think are so cute. The reason I got these is because I bought the Voss sandals probably like 3 years ago or so, 4 years ago, and they were pretty much comfy instantly. Like I was able to walk around in them for miles and miles, wear them all day long, never got a blister, so perfect, so lovely, so gorgeous. And so I thought that all of the sandals were gonna be like that, and boy was I wrong. Like I don't have any room in my life for clothing and shoes that make me feel physical pain. Do you know what I mean? I'm just not into it, and so I think these have to go. I know a lot of y'all feel me, but I know a lot of you are just so loyal and die hard for Doc Martens. I mean, one of my best friends, Alexa, is like their #1 champion. She wears them all the time. She never has pain. She swears up and down by them, and so I just feel like maybe her feet are better suited for them. I'm not sure, but these unfortunately were a waste of $100. They just don't work for my particular feet, and I hopefully have learned my lesson, but I don't know. No promises. But those suck. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also turn on my post notifications if you want to be notified every time I post a new video. Let me know in the comments below your experience with any of these products or trends or items or whatever, if they worked out for you, if you also had a bad experience, if you were curious about them and maybe I de-influenced you in some way. Also, if you want to see the previous installments in this series that I've done, I will link them all down in the description box below for you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you all of my love, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!